We are right here on the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. My name is Julius J. Yep, that is why we are here to inform you, to entertain you, to analyze, and to do everything else that we are supposed to do. We are right here. Stick and stay. You're in safe hands. A whole lot of things to talk about. Never shying away from the big topics in town. This is where we go next. Oh, so this is already the first day of July. 6 months have gone. We are in the 7th month. Oh, wow. How time flies. Time flies. It flies. It never stops flying. It does. It flies forever and ever and ever and ever. What is making news across the continent? That is what we want to tell you right now, right here, only on OKFM 99.5. By the way, I have a whole lot of things to also read today. A whole lot of them. Kenya's Supreme Court has ruled that children born out of wedlock to Muslim fathers can inherit their father's estate. The unanimous decision is a landmark ruling that aligns Islamic law with the country's constitution. The case involved a widow who tried to exclude her late husband's children with two other women, arguing they were illegitimate under Islamic law. The court dismissed her appeal, upholding lower court rulings that such exclusion was discriminatory and violated constitutional rights to equality and non-discrimination. Indeed, this is a landmark case in that country. I don't know how it looks in ours. I really cannot say. I do not have an idea of what it is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it looks here in Liberia. Hopefully someday we'll bring in some lawyers to look at these family issues. U.S. President Donald Trump has once again taken aim at Elon Musk, suggesting the billionaire who head back to South Africa if federal subsidies for electric vehicles, EVs, are cut. I will tell you about EVs in China a bit when, I will keep talking about China a bit this week. Trump's jabs follows Musk's sharp criticism of the sweeping tax and spending bill known as the Big Beautiful Bill, which includes proposed cuts to clean energy support. Musk has referred to it as political suicide for the Republican Party. Trump has also threatened to investigate the subsidies received by Musk's companies using the Department of Government Efficiency, that's DOGE, an agency Musk once led before stepping down in May. And some 76 Ghanaians who were trafficked to Nigeria under a fraudulent recruitment scheme have been rescued, Ghana police say. The victims, mostly young men, were lured with promises of football contracts with top foreign teams, job placements abroad, or assistance with visa processing. Upon arrival, their travel documents and mobile phones were seized, and they were housed in overcrowded rooms under poor conditions. And this is according to police. Share the video, invite others to join in. Tell us where you're watching from, where you are following from. And indeed, you will be through to the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. This is why we are here. Let's see some of your comments that have come in already. That's what it is. That's what it is. Dance to it, shake to it, enjoy it. There's a way I want to get these comments out. It's midway from this side, you know. Yeah. Perfect. Jacob Mwakwe is following from headquarters of Innovator Youth Alliance in Dole Community. Daniel Tente from Tinker Village Residence, Assistant Minister Cooper Passaway is following. O.P. O'Neill Johnson from Dole Community, Abubakar Sharif from Monrovia, Rufus Coco Nevins from Breville City Bible College Community. Yeah, the places named in Liberia can be very fun, very beautiful names, very, very fun, you know, very fun. Hanafi Zagarakis Jalo. You can play football. This Zagarakis was a Greek player, I remember very well. From Oro District. Momoduji Sunday Mani is following from Front and Merklin Streets. Moses Flomo. From where? Old and New Matari Junction. Blamavi Kamara from Isparta City in Turkey. They'll pass through there twice. Istanbul for that matter. Joseph Kawi Jr. from PHP Community. Francis, is it Blay or Blay? He's following from Sinko. Jeronic Benson from NTA Community. Siafa Sharif, Grand Cape Mount King Jaw. Prince Seaton is following from Sif Street in Sinko. Silly Deju Poklo Na is following from I say well, thank you for the great job. Watching from Cape Mount. Momodu Ama, Tito Joab, Christian Slobber, Emmanuel Gowe, Fedesco Aliu Tia Jr., Momo James Cover, Rescue Peking. Yeah, I might change your whole name to Rescue Peking. I hope you are being rescued or you are rescued. Okay, let's take a break. Let's take a break with some of our sponsors. When we come back, the issues that matter will be on the cards. There's a whole lot, of course. It's a whole lot. But let's begin from right here, right now.
Mama, who takes care of development in our country?
We all do, my baby. You see, every time we pay our taxes, we are taking care of our country, Mama Liberia. Taxes help provide clean water, safe communities, and jobs for our people. When you pay your tax, Liberia grows.
Be proud, be responsible. Pay your taxes for a better Liberia. Pay tax, we all enjoy.
Yamaha CFL Mobility. Yamaha, I don't ride Yamaha, I can move in the mall on top of the sky. Yamaha, I don't ride Yamaha, I can move in the water on the quota. Yamaha, I don't ride Yamaha, I can move in the mall on top of the sky. Yamaha, I don't ride Yamaha, I can move in the water on the quota. Yamaha, J, the king of the road and the giant for all of the quota. Once in all I can fly on the ocean, it can take you from Ghana with motion. CFL Mobility, I can sell the original quality. The people in the city will celebrate Yamaha breath, dropping the prices on Yamaha breath. Making the service affordable, spare by the durable, nanas and strap up. The people they selling the commercial Yamaha motorbike, selling a fishing boat engine. July 1st, by the Yamaha birthday. Today that Yamaha birthday, we offering services, discount prices at our office. In Talawa, we talking it and we doing it bigger. Today that Yamaha birthday, July 1st, by the Yamaha birthday. Today that Yamaha birthday, July 1st, by the Yamaha birthday. Today that Yamaha birthday, July 1st, by the Yamaha birthday. Today that Yamaha birthday. Whoa, my people, this July 1st, Yamaha Motor is celebrating 70 powerful years. In Liberia, you are invited. Come say on time, just before Lockington Cinema, for a one-of-a-kind celebration. Yamaha is more than just motorcycle. We are powering land and water. Check out our strong, fuel-efficient Yamaha motorbike built for Liberia's road, reliable for your hustle, and now available at special discount prices. Trust my level, Yamaha and play and for our river communities and business people, Yamaha world-class boat engines are ready for you too. Yamaha get boat engines that are very powerful, trusted worldwide, and they are now available in Liberia. Do you need servicing or you need spare parts? Forget about it, Yamaha get your solution on July 1st. Just check out our Seyon Town office before Lockington Cinema. You will see Yamaha Betty. You check there on the 1st of July. From the morning to the afternoon or the evening, you will see the people doing services at our special anniversary discount prices. Yamaha Motors, on the road and on the river, we move forward. Quietly.
Rushing. Why are you rushing also?
You, Judy, don't give me hard time, man. I'm going to the bank to get my cash because the bank was so close.
You can use the ATM?
My ATM card expired ever since.
My man, you don't need ATM card. Just use the mobile app and generate an e-token. All you have to do is to just log on the app, you click on Express Cash. Then you select ATM. From there now you select Generate e-token. Then you select the account you want the money to come from. From there you select the currency that you want. If they're Liberian dollars or US dollars. Then you put in the amount that you want, whether $10 or $20, you put it in and you generate your e-token. It's simple, like 8 numbers that will come to you. When you get that number, just go to any ATM name. All you have to do is to just select the C Express Cash on the ATM now. The place where you're supposed to put your ATM pin, that way you put that 8 number. Then it will ask you for the amount. That money where you generated, that money will come on the ATM will pay you.
So simple. Ego balance for me again, oh. I will always make use of the express service big time. Echo Bank, the Pan-African Bank.
Are you a driver? Do you have a ride? Want to make some extra cash? Say no more, because we've got you covered. Omuta has arrived. The best drivers app to ever hit Liberia. With over 1 million riders just waiting for you. Join the train right now and don't be left out. Drive at your own convenient time. Drive whenever it suits you. Drive on the weekdays. Drive on the weekends. Drive in the evening. Make driving work around your lifestyle. The good news is you get paid every day. Every time you drive, you get money. So don't be left out. Rush now and get your Omuta app on Google Play and Apple Store. It's Omuta. Omuta, the best driver app connecting Liberia. So don't be left out. Join the Omuta family right now and make some cash. Let's roll, baby. Roll, baby.
And welcome back. This is the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. Let me read something here quickly. I have another communication to read. And then I have a whole lot of things to read, a whole lot of things to talk about. So we have our guests that we should have someone for. I will put them to another day. 5 o'clock, we have the spokesman of the Ministry of Public Works. Why am I inviting him? One, to tell us what are they up to, what are the plans, what have they achieved. We're in the rainy season and all of that. Then, I also want to give you the opportunity, because I'm sure his bosses, everybody will be listening in, and you'll be jotting down records to say, oh, I live so community, our role. Yeah, it's like a developing problem, so place. It's important to inform them. They may not be all over. So that is the intent of that segment. That's why I've invited you to know what they're doing, what are the plans. And perhaps if you're living somewhere that is becoming bad because of the weather, I know I've seen them places doing stuff, but you never know. So, yep. That's what it is. So that's at 5 p.m. So Benjamin Myers will be here at 5 p.m. This is written by Samuel Jackson, and it reads, My anger is for Manwata, musings of an angry old man. And this is by Samuel P. Jackson. You all know I do host him here sometimes. I'm an angry old man, not for me, but because of Manwata. I'll be 72 years in 24 days. If I die today, there will be no delay in my funeral because of money. New York life insurance will cover my burial with something extra for my wife. All my young kids have homes to live, fully paid. My last son, Hugo, will come to America and join the U.S. military. But Manwata will continue to suffer. No or intermittent electricity. 90% of Liberians don't have pipe-borne water. 70% no electricity. 50% live below the poverty line. Most will die before age 62. The only dialysis center is non-functional. 80.9% sell wheeler market or do subsistence farming. 65% of the farm workforce are women. But in this deep poverty, my country is rich. Trillions in mineral assets, billions in wood products. 300 miles of the Atlantic Ocean. 40% of the Upper Guinea forest. Huge youth dividends. Median age 18 years. U.S. median age 39 years. Billions in tourism potential. We are poor because we are limited in our thinking. Our leadership is limited by that. They just don't know any better. These are people who oversee the export of 900 million in annual gold exports but have zero gold reserves. Kinjor, the mining town, is a shanty village with no indoor plumbing. The people in Cape Mount are desperately poor, uneducated, sick, emaciated. You know, when you get dry as a result of hardship, then you are emaciated. That's the meaning of that word. In 9 years, $9 billion of gold will leave that county or much more. My wife arrived in Liberia 5 years ago to a $50 million airport, no running water, broken escalator, and broken air conditioning. The 35-mile road from the airport was in a state of chronic disrepair. It was being built. 5 years later, minimum progress. 35 miles shouldn't take 5 years. I'm viewed as a chronic complainer. I have to be. New York public housing taught me that most humans are selfish, dishonest creatures. Law of the jungle. Liberia is just a tad above the asphalt jungle. The children of slum dwellers and poor villagers are in charge, but they are the worst. No compassion, no care about the deepening poverty. They are unsophisticated. They can't negotiate good concession deals for their people. Instead, they take little bribes and screw their own people. Teenage pregnancy, food insecurity, drug infestation, chronic disease. In the midst of this poverty, they only work 2 days a week, take months of agricultural break with no farm. In the midst of this chronic poverty, they influence poor youngsters to advocate for the status quo. Crash cards, mobile money, 25 kg bags of rice, pittance for blind or bought loyalty. Thus, 25 years after war, peace, democratic governance, poverty and ignorance envelop a rich land with desperately poor people. They deserve so much better, yet they are fooled by lies and propaganda, and they buy it for pittance. That's why I'm always angry and sad. We deserve much more. And so it goes. I always try to read these things too. It is an effort trying to create a certain level of consciousness in us. You know, there's absolutely no way I would try to want to compare Liberia and China. No. I said the other day, they are miles apart. We should be talking about Ghana, Ivory Coast, learning from them, Rwanda. They're miles apart. But there is, and people say, for the country to be a developed country and issues of human rights, and it goes beyond. It's about human capital development as well. That is true. Is anybody going to argue that the human capital of the Chinese is not developed? It does not have to be English, or it doesn't have to be by Western standards. But those people are far in tech, in science. This tablet you people see here, this iPad, this iPad you see here in my hand. This iPad got broken. The screen got broken in 2022. Was it 2022? Or 2021, 2022. Yeah. Well, I didn't even bother to carry anywhere in Liberia because I knew it was going to be a fortune. So I didn't bother. And then we'll go to China, we'll go to the tech market. And we go to where they repair stuff. And I see the beginning. can you fix this? He look at it, he say, yeah. I give it to the man. The man, he said I should pay 400 of their money, RMB, 400 yuan, which is 55, 56, 57, around $56 to change the screen on this app that people will spend 300 or 400 in Liberia to do. And within 1 to 2 hours, so I was even begging to bring it. I said, no, I'll give you original screen. I'll give you original. Small ball. He didn't ask anybody for tools. Oh, my man gave me because it's a big place. There are plenty for way under that thing. They're plenty. They're repairing stuff. They're fixing stuff and all that stuff. And he asked anybody for any tool. He said, oh, my man, give me your spinal down there. The begin blew it away. I'm putting my hands. I'm staring at the young man. He can speak English well. Most of them you have to interpret. You have to use an interpreter on the phone. They translate all. Google Translate. Huh? So that human capital there, is it not better than our own? They gotta speak English. Does it have to be about Western standard? They're fine. Self-belief. They too focus on what they're supposed to do, their job they're supposed to do. So the point I'm making is we can get there. You know, there has to be a certain determination that we are sick and tired of our conditions. When you get to that level, that it is the one that people can call do or die. We get to that point of desperation. Then you will go deep within your inner recesses of your heart, of your mind, of your soul, and say we either do this or we die. But this country cannot remain like this. Huh? Sometimes that's so when I go to this and someone called yesterday, he made a point, he said, oh, when you were talking about the Chinese, you were talking about the trip, some aspects you were like, I heard. No, you see, I'm a very careful speaker, very careful. I told you exactly what I saw on the trip in reference to the yellow machines. Now, things that I was not clearly privy to, that I may have heard in conversations, that I may have heard from sources, I cannot 100% say, yes, this is it. No. And that's what we do. Because at the end of the day, it's going to fall on me. So we're very careful in what we say. You know, every country learns something from other countries to move forward. That's why when leaders travel, they should be inspired. It's not just about traveling and come back and continue with the same things. It's about trying to do it better, trying to do it differently. You already want to tell me if the kind of democracy we have here, if that is why it existed in China long ago up to present, could they have been developed as they are? The people have food, so much food. Everywhere when we could not even finish half of the food that was on display. And you pass everywhere, they get some kind of eating. On every road you see eating center. Some kind of restaurant, some kind they're just there. Even the what we call Bufuyama, the Lapa Bidone, the one that I can the street food. It's plenty everywhere you turn. How on the planet more than 1 billion people continue to have food every day because the agricultural system is intact, it's strong. If you're on the train, you see plantations of different agricultural produce. You see it. Availability. Are those not the things that are supposed to be the signals the variables of a developed society, the ability to feed yourself. We buy rice from China, don't we? So do they have issues? Yes, every society does. The issues of communication is a problem. But I do not think the kind of democracy we have will have helped them. In fact, I don't know of any country that has developed with clearly permissive democracy. Even the USA and the UK and these European countries, they did not have the form of democracy that they have now to develop. No, it is not true. Let's go back. Black people could not, they were slaves. Was that democracy? Overusing people to help develop those societies as they are. It was also on the backs of slaves that those societies developed. They could not vote. They did not have any right. Women could not vote at this particular point in time. If you did not have property to a certain level, you could not vote. The laws were extremely stringent, nearly autocratic. They were burning people at the stake. All kinds of things happened. So yes, democracy evolved over time. So you can say, oh, because other people don't have democracy in their country. No. I'm not. I am not a fan of everybody saying everybody should do the same thing. So if a particular system of government works for people and is okay with them, who are we to question them? It's okay. 1 point something billion human beings, you go carry democracy there every day, demonstration, blah, blah, blah. Would that country not be chaotic? They both doing well to keep their people in check. Yeah. And when you go there, then you get surprised. Say, but is this the China that people can make to appear like it's nothing? Or they just fake things, or they can make strong things. Allow when you go by, and that's one of the aspects I like. The honesty. They will tell you this is the original, this is second class, this is fake. They can tell you. They can be very, very clear with you. Because you know everybody doesn't have the same purchasing power. Right? Why am I saying this? I'm trying to touch something in you. They are human beings. Years ago, I think they were even under Japan, and they were doing all sorts of ways. All their denominations of their money. When we say denomination in money, we're not talking about church. So denomination in money is the number on the money. So the $10 is a denomination, 20 is a denomination, 50 is a denomination, 100 is a denomination, 500 is a denomination, 1,000 is a denomination. All the money in China, only one person on all. Chairman Mao, the father of modern day China, they revere him so much because he started a revolution with them. Has brought them to where they are. Only the one when you check on the 5 that in there, on the 1, on the 10, on the 20, that brought some. Only he you will see, nobody else there. Nobody got time for that. But they are serious, they're advancing, they always think they can solve any problem. They always want to solve your problem. And people who can want to solve problems can think deep within themselves. Then they do better. And problem solving brings about development. So look at it for long. Why we get this big water here and giving people hard time to travel across? Can we find a way to pass road under the water? Can we pass road in the water? Can we build some kind of bridge here? Can we do this other one here? That is thinking, problem solving. Human capital. You have to be developed within yourself to a certain level in your mind, in your brain, and your skills to do certain things. But like, oh no, we talk plenty, we just know small thing, we can know it well. And we're not providing the environment so that we really know things well. All these countries that their own people develop them all. So we ourselves have to develop our own. Okay. This is the OK Conversation on OK FM 99.5. My name is Julius J. discussing more things. So, Aska, you know, Aska, that airline has really been getting on the nerves of Liberians. And up to present, I've not seen a statement from them or the government, even though government officials were on the plane that was developing issues. So we are returning, we land in Accra, and then somebody calls one of my friends and talks about some plane with Liberian officials having issues, and we said, no, we're not aware. We didn't see. Of course, we were in the air from Istanbul to Accra, almost 7 hours. So we did not know. Earlier, we were in the flight for 11 hours from China to Istanbul. So we did not know a whole lot that was happening. And then early morning, I see a post from somebody that I know. So I messaged the guy. I said, oh, what are you talking about? He said, oh, our flight yesterday was diverted May Air to Abidjan because there were some technical issues on board, and after several hours they put us back on the flight, but they could not come with the load. They left all of our loads in Abidjan. So I said, which flight is that? I said, Aska. My heart jumped. I said, what? It's simply, and mind you, the time we were traveling, we were in Accra when that Indian plane. Yeah, that situation, terrible situation happened. I love traveling, but that flying aspect, I don't know when I'm ever going to get used to it. So by the time I sit down in the plane, I can just be praying in my heart. Terrible for me, I hardly sleep. Yeah, otherwise I like sleeping, but as soon as I get in plane, I get more sleep. So I'll just be agonizing and just praying, oh God, take control, take control. Then I can just say, hey, this plane here had issue, and I asked who's supposed to fly away. I said, well, which number? The man called the flight number 820. I said, I'll go check. They say 820 is supposed to carry us. I said it was terrible. But then I spoke with other people, talk about their experiences and all that. So the next day, which was Friday, we get to the airport, and I'm asking. I'm asking all of them. I said, hey, I heard that your flight yesterday had issue. Is it the same flight that will carry us? No one could be very straight to me. We went through all of the formalities, and we are at the terminal for boarding. We're waiting. The flight cannot come. The time we're supposed to board passes more than an hour, and then it comes. Then we get on board. You know, there is turbulence. We land in Monrovia, and then we're happy. We go to baggage claim. All of us, we only see one bags, you know, and that's it. And then the conveyor belt stops coming. So it means that the bag is finished. Then we realize that they didn't bring all of our bags. Oh. The next day we go there. The flight that came on Saturday, in fact, this one did not come with any bag whatsoever. Ooh. And then we get to social media, we start to raise the alarm. So there are some things here. So my thinking was, either it is the same flight, it still has issues, and they are taking risks, or whatever it is. But it doesn't make sense for an entire plane to come without. Yeah, we know sometimes they will leave load behind if they are overboarded, or if there is too much cargo, people bringing cargo and all those kinds of things. Yeah, but the case that the whole plane will just be going empty, and there are issues. Up to present, as I speak, some people have still not got their luggage. Yeah, I got mine yesterday. You know, made some noise on social media. Some of my colleagues were on radio as well. Senator Snow forwarded my posts to their HQ in Lomé. But this is concerning. And I believe this is where our authorities are supposed to stand strong. This is not charity. These flights are not coming here free. People are paying huge sums just to go right here and Accra. In the West, people will pay 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 US dollars to fly from one of the neighboring countries to the others and blah, blah, blah. But we spend fortunes. And so they should give us the best of service. I'm not sure they can do that to other countries. Consistently leaving baggage behind, plain seemingly having issues. And our authorities are just mum. Everybody move close. Nobody can say anything. But ASCAR has to do better. Even if the Liberian authorities cannot make them do better. If you have then spoke to me, and the things they were talking, I don't know if they knew that the thing they were talking to me, I felt that they were not making sense. Yeah, so they just thought, I just asked you questions, I just left it. Oh, and they, in fact, let me read someone's experience. Yeah, with this thing. Let me read someone's experience who was aboard that flight. Yeah, I will tell you what some of these officials, since it was on condition of anonymity, so I will not call their names, but the things we're talking. So the person shared my post that I did, my first post, which I titled "What's Happening with ASCAR Deserves Urgent Attention." And Madam Wade Power said, I was on the Thursday flight that got diverted to Abidjan. That plane should never have left Accra. ASCAR's actions were negligent and reckless. They did this only to save money and not incur additional airport charges for overstaying their allotted time in Accra. At Accra. I was sitting at the window in the lounge when the plane landed in Accra and came to our boarding gate 5. It was already delayed about 40 minutes, and I figured we would be boarding in another 30 to 40 minutes once they had offloaded and completed cleaning and routine safety checks. But 10-12 minutes later, they announced boarding, which I found very odd because there was no way they could have completed the requirements in that short period of time. I even questioned the ASCAR staff, but of course they had no sensible response, just as they did with me. As we boarded, we had to wait at the plane door for another 10 minutes because they were still cleaning the plane. That's how rushed they were. About 30 to 40 minutes into the flight, I noticed the nose of the plane moving in a downward direction. When I looked outside, I knew that we were not over Monrovia because the landscape was completely different. Plus, the time was too short for us to have been over Monrovia. There was slight turbulence, and then the seatbelt announcement came on, followed 10 minutes later by the announcement that we were making an emergency landing in Abidjan due to technical problems. We were delivered in Abidjan, and not a single ASCAR representative gave us any sort of information. Not even a bottle of water was offered. A few hours later, we were piled back on the plane. Still, not one rep in sight. I'm not sure if I was in that situation, I would have left Abidjan. Poor big year. On board, no explanation was given. We landed in Monrovia and stood around the conveyor belt for almost 30 minutes like fools when they knew full well that there were no bags to be offloaded. They saw us standing there. They were only interested in their leaving the airport, and it was only then that the announcement came that there were no bags and we should come to the airport the following day to collect our bags. After everything, they did not even have the courtesy to deliver the bags to their office in Monrovia. Blatant disregard. 2 days later, I received my 2 bags. One, which was canvas, was soaking wet as if it had been sitting out in the rain. When I opened it, everything was wet and musty, and there were puddles of water. Colors bled into each other. The other suitcase had food. Needless to say, that was spoiled. I was told to file a claim. I have to go on their website. Based on their actions, I can safely say that this will be a total waste of time. While I understand that flying inherently comes with a certain risk, there's a reason why safety measures are put in place to mitigate these risks. Aircar was reckless in its decision to board passengers on the plane that had not gone through the proper safety requirements. It unnecessarily endangered the lives of passengers, all to save a buck, and they need to be punished for this reckless action. I know one thing: this can only happen because they believe nobody will hold them accountable and there will be no repercussions. I wait to see what action the government will take in this matter, and if none is taken, Aircar will answer in a civil court. As for me and mine, we will never board an Aircar flight again. Never. That's how serious this is to people. I don't know if there has been any statement from the government. I've not seen it. If you have it, please. So these officials say, "Oh, the plane was coming, and then the cargo area signaled something on the pilot's dashboard. That's why they diverted to Abidjan, and then the plane came. Then the next day they had to bring some of the load from Abidjan and some of your own. Then when they were going back, they overfueled. That's why they left. They had the plane key with no other bag because they overfueled. And once the plane, so they just talking. So as I say, so they kept overfueling because the Saturday evening flight came with absolutely no bag. Then the Sunday morning, when I carried Choco and others, carried no bag. So they were coming to overfuel. Then we were going from there to overfuel too. You know, the way we make it appear like these people is doing, they're doing us a favor when they're doing business is a problem. These are two officials talking to me. Wanting to save face for a company that they should be dealing with penalizing for their reckless disregard for people. Yeah. But such is it when your mentality is a poverty type, a beggarly mentality. Oh, maybe we'll do that and people will stop flying. Stop flying where? You know how much they're making on this journey? You have to demand people to, because the worst could happen. And we'll not be talking about this one now. There will be mooning people. The worst could happen. You read deeper about that plane in India, people have testified that they have seen that it was having issues. There were safety concerns. The plane looked rickety and all that kind of stuff. People were not paying attention to details. So the government cannot sit idly by and make it to appear like they're not able to do anything. We have the law on your side. This is not okay. And we have to do better. We have to do better, extremely better. It is better to save it now than to allow it to worsen in the future when lives could be lost. And this is why we demand the government to act. It is not okay. So let's go. Let me read something from the Americans here. Let me read something from the Americans. Oh, as a matter of fact, some good news. 2,500 new water connection project kicks off today in Painesville. That's what the Water and Sewer Corporation is announcing. They are announcing that so that Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, in collaboration with the Ministry of Public Works and the World Bank, will today, July 1, 2025, launch, which is they've done it already, an emergency water connection project for Montserrat County. This initiative aims to bring safe drinking water to 2,500 new households in selected communities across Greater Monrovia, specifically in areas like Bourgeois Island, Central Monrovia, South in Painesville, and Omega. The project is part of the Liberia Urban Resilience Project, LURP, which is a 6-year partnership between the government of Liberia and the World Bank intended to improve urban planning and flood and climate resilience in Liberia through transformative infrastructural and capacity building initiatives, as well as improving access to essential services. This is good. It is good news. More people need more water. Only few people have access to the water grid. So it's important as a country to connect more people. Very, very important. That is important. Okay. That is very, 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 very important. What do the Americans have for us? What do they have? Let me open it this way very quickly. Okay. Okay, good. So, making foreign aid great again. And this was released on today, July 1, 2025. And it's written by U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Making foreign aid great again. Every public servant has an obligation to American citizens to ensure any programs they fund advance our nation's interests. During the Trump administration's thorough review of thousands of programs and over $715 billion in inflation-adjusted spending over the decades, it became apparent the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, fell well below this standard. USAID had decades and a near infinite taxpayer budget to advance American influence, promote economic development worldwide, and allow billions to stand on their own 2 feet. They say USAID had plenty of money to do what? Advance American influence, to promote economic development worldwide, and to allow billions of people to stand on their own 2 feet. Beyond creating a globe-spanning NGO industrial complex at taxpayers' expense, USAID has little to show since the end of the Cold War. Who wrote this? The American Foreign Secretary. We'll call this Secretary of State. We'll call it Foreign Minister here. A whole lot of Liberians, a whole lot of people have argued that why can USAID show for all the money they can bring? So their own boss men say they have little to show since the end of the Cold War. Okay, let's make progress. Development objectives have rarely been met. Instability has often worsened, and anti-American sentiment has only grown. On the global stage, the countries that benefit the most from our generosity usually fail to reciprocate. For example, in 2023, sub-Saharan Africa nations voted with the United States only 29% of the time on essential resolutions at the UN, despite receiving $165 billion in outlays since 1991. See, the boss said the bank giving they have free money. Sub-Saharan Africa, the Liberia, the they say most of them, when they go to UN to vote, they don't vote with America. But if they've been eating American money, they're seeing their money in these African countries' bellies. I will read this whole thing. No, if you cannot develop something inside you to say, I will play my part to help develop this country, with all these things I can be reading, with all these things I can be talking, I don't know who you are. But let's go further. That's the lowest rate in the world. Over the same period, more than $89 billion invested in the Middle East and North Africa left the U.S. with lower favorability ratings than China in every nation but Morocco. They say we're spending more than China. But China is favored in these countries than us, even though we say we're spending $89 billion in the Middle East and North Africa. China ain't spend that amount of money, but China is more loved than us. Why? The agency's expenditure of $9.3 billion in Gaza and the West Bank since 1991, whose beneficiaries included allies of Hamas, has produced grievances rather than gratitude towards the United States. The only ones living well were the executives of the countless NGOs who often enjoyed five-star lifestyles funded by American taxpayers, while those they purported to help fell further behind. Who is talking? It is the foreign minister, the Secretary of State of the United States of America. Is it me who wrote this thing? No. The man said the only people that were living with these billions we have been spending. The only people that have been living with were the executives of the countless NGOs. All kinds of NGOs were taking out money. They often enjoy what? Five-star lifestyles. Five-star lifestyle. Five-star lifestyle. FIVE-STAR. Five-star. Then lifestyle. LIFESTYLES. The la. Plenty of the people that can be working for the NGOs. Where do they stay? Okay. Funded by American taxpayers. But listen to the succeeding phrase. While those they were pretending to help fell further behind. So these billions have been going, but they say they're helping these people, and the people they say they're helping, the people going way behind. This era of government-sanctioned inefficiency has officially come to an end. And under the Trump administration, we will finally have a foreign funding mission in America that prioritizes our national interests. As of July 1st, USA will officially cease to implement foreign assistance programs that align with administration policies and which advance American interests will be administered by the State Department, where they will be delivered with more accountability, strategy, and efficiency. So, yeah, they come and be helping, but this time around they say it will be an straight away American foreign policy, their interests. Yeah, they will not be giving you their money. You talk against them, you vote against them, blah, blah, blah. No. We will not apologize for recognizing America's long-standing commitment to life-saving humanitarian aid and promotion of economic development abroad must be in furtherance of an American first foreign policy. USAID viewed its constituency as the United Nations, multinational NGOs, and the broader global community, not the U.S. taxpayers who funded its budget or the president they elected to represent their interests on the world stage. USAID marketed its programs as a charity rather than instruments of American foreign policy intended to advance our national interests. Too often, these programs promoted anti-American ideals and groups, from global DEI, censorship, and regime change operations. American men are talking, they say some of the things that USAID were doing, they were trying to change regime in countries. To NGOs and international organizations in league with communist China and other geopolitical adversaries. That ends today, and where there was once a rainbow of unidentifiable logos on life-saving aid, there will now be one recognizable symbol, the American flag. Recipients deserve to know the assistance provided to them is not a handout from an unknown NGO, but an investment from the American people. Equally importantly, the charity-based model failed because the leadership of these developing nations developed an addiction. The people can be putting the thing in your face, and you sit there, you are the leaders of a country, and yet go you beg, whole day you want aid, and blah, blah, blah. They're putting it in your face, the charity thing, the charity-based model we've been doing with these countries, we made them to get used to free thing. That is what this sentence means, my people. Equally importantly, the charity-based model failed because the leadership of these developing nations developed an addiction. State Department research finds the overwhelming sentiment in countries formerly receiving USAID funding is for trade, not aid. So none of that trade, that aid. After engaging with nations across Latin America and Africa, we have consistently heard that developing countries want investment that empowers them to sustainably grow, not decades of patronizing UN or USAID managed support. The department has consistently heard the same from people in these nations. A Zambian man told American diplomats it would be more helpful for his countrymen to learn how to fish than to be supplied with fish by the US government. An Ethiopian woman said she viewed the mutual benefits of investment as superior to the one-sided nature of aid, and too many other examples to recount. Americans should not pay taxes to fund failed governments in faraway lands. We'll get you food, but we'll see our food in your stomach. Moving forward, our assistance will be targeted and time limited. We will favor those nations that have demonstrated both the ability and willingness to help themselves, and will target our resources to areas where they can have a multiplier effect and catalyze durable private sector, including American companies and global investment. This work is well underway. We are already seeing tremendous progress in making the UN, other allies, and private funds pay a greater share of projects around the world. A process mashed by the president's success in convincing our NATO allies to meet their spending commitments. We are consolidating fragmented appropriations accounts to build more flexible and dynamic pools of funds, eliminating bureaucratic processes to move faster and responding to crises in real time, and implementing new efficiency criteria to measure impact quantitatively. By empowering diplomats on the ground through regional bureaus, we are creating a fast feedback loop to ensure programs align with American interests and the needs of partner nations. This model will also place us in a stronger position to counter China's exploitative aid model and further our strategic interests in key regions around the world. We will do so by prioritizing trade over aid, opportunity over dependency, and investment over assistance. For Americans and many around the world, July 1st will mark the beginning of a new era of global partnership, peace, investment, and prosperity. The voice of Marco Rubio. As denigrating as some of it is, as revealing as some of what he said is, but it is also challenging. It calls for desperation from us. What will we? These are people who show that they're willing to help themselves, to develop themselves. What do we have to put on the table? What do we have to show? Now, it is not, can you help us, our educational system? Can you help us, our roads? It's okay. We need, I don't know what the figure is, but it should be anywhere between $3 to $6 billion, for example, to build our road network in terms of connecting all the county capitals and blah, blah, blah. We need this amount of billion. Blah, blah. We have this to give. We don't want to build our roads. We need the money. And we have this to give. We will get the other mountain on this side to get, and blah, blah, blah. Now, hey there. What are you thinking? We have to break the beggarly mindset. It is a reality nationally, individually. We like and love. In fact, we adore. We crave for free things a lot. For us to even spend our own money to buy books for ourselves, to read and empower ourselves, to pay for seminars and conferences. We can't buy ourselves to take our own money to travel anywhere. It's hard to even go outside Monrovia. You won't be looking for a ride. Oh, bye, please. Please send me transportation. Even if you have. So that mindset stays within us, and we go into national leadership. So we go to these meetings and can you help us? You know, our country. Let me look at it. You're not a serious person here. No. This is time for real thinking. Do we have the brains? Yes. They're all over. It has to be a Liberia First agenda too that says, for far too long we have fallen behind. For far too long we've suffered. For far too long we've been underdeveloped. We want to be better than we are. And all of these things should tell us that if we cannot develop a certain mentality for betterment, we will be left behind. Countries have too many things to think about. Everybody is crying their own cry. But we laze about a lot. When you go to developed countries, you would think they are the ones that should be dragging their feet. Well, you know, they can afford to be wasting time, and not because, I mean, they are developed for them to have serious issues that will affect their economy and blah, blah, blah. It would take time. But no, they do not laze about. To do government project, we will waste time, we will do this other one year, blah, blah, blah. People have only one function. For example, PPCC that will investigate government contract, blah, 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 blah. But it will delay. They will put it on someone's desk. They will decide to go to where they just sit down, they're on phone, or they are looking in front. The LSCC who is supposed to be investigating corruption cases and see if the one can go to court or not. But one case will go there. What they can be doing, nobody else knows in this world. Simple things that they should get done, they will delay, they will drag their feet, they will do everything else, and blah, blah, blah. We will pass around. This poverty-induced beggarly mentality keeps you in a state of ineffectiveness, ineffectualness, and laziness. And so you become a beggar. And your whole country becomes a begging country that has no wherewithal to negotiate anything, because you go at the table, you only think about the 5-star hotel that you're in. And no serious thing upon the table for anybody to take into consideration. Now, how are we doing? How many cases not passed or whatever? You thought, oh, you're against government? No. Why are people paying? Why is it easier for GSC than that doing audits to do all these audits quickly and put it out and put it out and put it out? They will put the audits out, the legislature, nobody will pick it up, nobody will want to read. You, the human being that listening to me, you elect leaders that either cannot read, some of them can read, they can't understand, some of them have no desire to read. You're talking about law making, you're talking about analysis of law and all of that, but you go on a man course, and whatsoever people you go, you send that, you say, and blah, 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 to make law, to read law, to understand law, to read documents, to interpret and blah, blah, blah. And you say you want your country to move forward. And someone thought, you say, oh, they're against. Against what? Against what? Can your representative read GSE or the report and understand it? Ask yourself. All of you listen, all your representatives and your guy, your senators, they're able to read GSE or the report and understand it. Do they have input? Then you wonder why they can't touch it. How they will touch it? A whole lot of laws go down that they cannot read it. Look, our problem is deep. You know? And it is only us that can take ourselves from in it. Yeah, I here to speak to your minds and consciences. If you get versed that, hey, you don't get versed that, hey, we'll talk. Because we have a problem. And we all have to see that we are a part of it. That's the only way we can get out of it. Eh? Serious things will happen. The people will investigate. That's their job they gotta do. They put a report out. They can't go be catching the people all over the place. The lawmakers will drag their feet on it. Most of them will not read it. It will just be on GSC website. It will be piling dust. Even on the website, it will be piling dust. The dust will enter in the computer and enter in the abstract wordings and be gathering dust because we do not care. So let me end up here. It will go to you. I want to give people more time to talk. So, the fight against corruption. We've seen some moves. We were following. If I were in flight, and this whole thing with the asset recovery team and the former officials and the rights thing. That means it is. And I will always say from Arlington, when I go on radio to Weirton to now, when it comes to allegation of corruption, listen and listen well to me. This is my view and this is my stance. The law is very clear. Innocent until proven guilty, right? Innocent until proven guilty means the person could be innocent, they could be guilty. So, this Julius J here that's sitting down here will never be the one to say, oh, this person not do it. What? Yeah, that person can do that thing. The person didn't do it. Oh, the chairman. No. And I will never be the one to say, oh, they did it. They did it. No. Let the evidence follow. And so we have to give the law the chance. Nobody in the bailiwick of this country, including President Bwakai, is above the law here. Nobody is. If there are issues, people should go answer to the court. And we should allow that process to play out. You know, I have stayed long in some things to know that sometimes the people that you think buy off in some things, they can be buy off. Sometimes the people you think they're not buy off, that they can be buy. Sometimes those who think corrupt are not corrupt. Sometimes those who think are not corrupt are the ones that are corrupt. And that can only be proven through a process. And this is why it's always important for the government to ensure, or the prosecuting arms to ensure that they have the evidence to prosecute people. And so the process should play out. Whether it is 1 cent and the government thinks some kind of 1 cent, certain thing not clear about A, and they have evidence on people, they take them to court. It is the court process that will find people guilty or not. We all should support that process. No matter who you are, where you are. When your government comes to power, we expect you to do it. When people elect governments, we expect them to go after corrupt, will-be corrupt people. No matter who they are to us. If they are found not guilty, we celebrate them. If they are found guilty, we will cry with them and offer prayers. And they will serve their time. And they will come out as better people. That is what every serious society does. So, my understanding is they're all resting. They're scoring government. I think they wanted some stuff from Saudi Arabia, all that kind of stuff. But we carry some kind of rest to your country that you people have not brought report. You know, the kind of report you're supposed to submit. We don't have it yet. So you bring that report first. Then we can talk this other one. Report now, they can't look for report. and it is as it is. So they started saying, but no, you gotta investigate it. We can't understand. Where are the numbers and all of that? So whatever the case is, yeah, let the matter go to court. It's already in court. Yeah? So let all of us support that. But there is one question I also want to ask. because the videos and pictures I saw of the rice, they were in bags with green labels. If you are anybody who received at that time that kind of green label rice, I didn't take notice. I don't know who they give it to and all of that, who they may have given it to or that. But if you're one of those who receive it, you can call and say, oh yeah, I received that kind of rice in some kind of bag with plenty of green writing all on it. Yeah, we want to know that. Also, we saw suspension of people. It demonstrates a kind of will, but it is also important, Mr. President, that it goes beyond the suspension thing. And that's where LACC and all these people, Justice Ministry, who's supposed to investigate, that is where they come in. Because you want to adopt an approach that is stronger. It is already a deterrence. You know, if you work in government, you see your booty, the next thing you see, Executive Mansion, President Barker has suspended so because so. The only troubling thing is, it seems there was no coordination because these same people were hailed as doing very well and blah, blah, blah. Well, what constituted the grading of these people as entities doing very well only a couple of days later to be slapped with suspensions? All of those things are supposed to be in. So those who may have collected the data did not do a good job, or they did not see those other aspects. You know, all of them should factor in to say this entity is best performing, this person is best performing, blah, blah, blah. All of those factors have to be in. So if there was some kind of investigation, it should have been taken into consideration. Because it is like a slap in the face of the president that you just hailed this person, boom. 1-2 days later, you're suspending them for very serious issues. So those things have to be looked at. 777-700-995, 555-995-995, the numbers to call. We've been trying to investigate something with some Chinese nationals, investors, and all of that. I'm sure tomorrow we should be able to come with something strong on that. Yep. Tomorrow we should be able to come with something strong. We'll also talk labor matters as well. You know, it factors into nation building and growth. People need to have jobs. You can have one ministry from one government to another government every time playing hanky-panky and playing Nafu and all the other thing that we used to play, marble and ludo and all that kind of stuff with people's lives. We will continue. We will not relent. So let's take your calls. 0777 700 995 555 995 are the numbers to call. Any of the issues we talked about, you are at liberty. Let's see some of the messages that have come in. Some of that rice was distributed on We the Disabled Poor Richmond from Nipo Street. Says that. So they should have documentation. So, you know, that is simple. If you see something, sometimes, but one of the problems is sometimes people just give to you, do documentation, then are you a huge inside. But for you to give those things to people, you should do documentation. Say, this person received this. Wow, this is so interesting, especially the phrase that says we will engage countries that are willing to help themselves. I hope our leaders are listening. I am NS Bele. He says that. Let's see who's right here now. Let's take some of your calls. Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good afternoon, Julius.
Mm-hmm.
And let me say a pleasant good afternoon to the Liberian following the broadcast this afternoon. This is the voice of G. Uriah Somerville Jr., and I used to afford the show from Tubo Road. Julius, thank you very much for the very talking point, but I'm actually interested in the issue of NICRA or NACRA, what I already call them. I think, Julius, what the president did was, I think it was 2024 achievement that they kept the law, and then they came up with that achievement that they were the best performer. I think it was 2024. But then I think in 2025 and 2025, I think that's where the suspension came about. Well, we're all excused, the president to, even though we supported the president, but that particular aspect of that, that qualification, we hear them for being the best performing. In fact, they received 2 different certificates. Yeah, so I think, there's a common saying that says, like, man, when you praise them, they could have jumped in the race also, perhaps. Yeah, perhaps, maybe when they got out 2 certificates, all of them, they were honored, maybe they were women, where corruption came about, but I think the president did a particular grading for 2024. I think the 2025 is yet to come.
Thanks so kindly. This one says, that's followed to my document. Julius, the reason government functions are delayed at various entities is because people are working at the will and pleasure of senior government officials they are loyal to instead of the country. Any work or results that compromise the interests of someone or entity will definitely stall the process until further notice or approved. This hurts me too in a small country like Liberia. And yes, he is right. That's one of the hallmarks of developed countries. Yeah, when the people are working, it's not because bossmen there or they want to please bossmen. And the Chinese have that mindset. They anything they're doing, they think they're doing it for their country. Yeah. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon, Julius. This is Laura and calling a call from the bailiwick of Morovia.
Go ahead.
Yes, I think Marco Rubio couldn't have put it any better. It's a wake-up call for us as a country. And sometimes you read concession agreements passed by our lawmakers and by our government, you wonder whether they take Liberia interest first. For example, Firestone have been here all these years, but Firestone is not able to produce even a cup, rubber cup, but we are using used tire all around Liberia. Metal steel is here. They're not able to produce steel, and building materials is expensive. Go to the recent marine agreement that was signed with APN Terminal. To adjudicate case, we must go to the London Court of Arbitration. Why can we not say no for our country interests? We don't promote our country. So we need to wake up and demand more from our government. Instead of clapping for them when they do some mediocratic work, we must wake up and demand more. The government must perform, and we must hold our leaders accountable. Thank you so much.
Thanks so kindly for your call as well. That's what it is. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon, Julius.
Yes, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Thank you for having me on your platform, Julius. I'm CRC Manaim Super Junior of the Interledger Class District number 14. Let me say good afternoon to Librarian following your show. Well, Julius, I'm sitting in my lay corner, just smiling as you read the SS from Secretary of State Marco Rubio, And I support Donald Trump and his regime, what they are doing in the U.S., trying to curtail the U.S. spending in other countries. And some of those spendings do not really, those countries do not appreciate it. Like in Liberia, I'll sit down in my corner wondering what has the billions of dollars that the U.S. spend that has spent in this country. Infrastructurally, Liberia is backward. Economically, we are so backward in everything. Our technical, our civil area, most of the citizens, up to 70%, I think out of an opinion that up to 70% of Liberians do not have civil education. And you were giving some, historicity of your experience in China. That's because the Chinese government, the communist government over there, they focus on improving, the civil capacity of their citizens. Unlike our country in Liberia, where we practice absolute democracy, democracy is on the wrong things in our country, and I'm sure the U.S. doesn't practice absolute democracy. That's the reason why Donald Trump is trying to deport illegal immigrants. However, I hope the Liberian government and other West African countries, because there's a wake-up call to sub-Saharan country where the U.S. is spending millions of dollars. Take this as a provocation, but they should take it out of good faith and see how they can improve their lives and the life of their people. Government shouldn't just be about yourself and your family, but improving the life of ordinary people. That's why I make a government. Julius, I'm so grateful that you have put me on your platform. Thank you.
Thanks so kindly for your call. Let's see who's here. Welcome.
Good evening, Julius.
Yes, go ahead.
This is Adivir Mosera from Electoral District number 9. Yeah, I want to commend the Secretary of State. Donald Trump think they are doing very well, Julius, because as a man, the certain thing you have to ask the friend for. You need to borrow something from your friend.
That one true.
Let me ask you. Your woman can go borrow someone closer to you with stuff.
For what?
You get everything in this country for all of you to make life ourselves. Every day, government begging. This ain't enough proof our country. So So, giving legislature put ban everything. Don't get nothing. When they cannot get anything, let them be able to work for themselves and be able to answer for the citizens. Thank you very much, Julius, for the time following me.
Thanks so kindly as well for your call. Welcome. Let's hear you. Yeah, I'm getting different people calling. That's a good thing. Go ahead. Let's hear.
Hello.
You. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Julius. This is Dan Kate calling from Pesta Rewards.
Okay, fine. Let's hear you.
Yeah, our problem in this country is it starts from the political affiliation. Like these lawmakers that we elect, some of them are not qualified to serve some of these committees that they own. So they're not breaking ideas to help the executive to achieve some of the goals. So some of them on committee, they are not fighting on committee to transform the committee, but they're on committee to receive the percentage that will be coming. So all of those things have negative aspect in the growth of our system, because those that are on judiciary, they don't understand anything about the legal activities. Those that are on foreign affairs don't understand this thing. So what idea are they breaking to help to budget the foreign minister or the government? At the end result, only the foreign minister, anything the foreign minister say, those committee members will not make the foreign minister. They will not check the other committee members. That's why you see the labor minister is doing anything that you feel doing. How will you be? Then you say you forget about the law. You forget. So these are the things the legislators are playing. They are not serious. To make all of those people at the end result, and the legislature know their fortune fully. Most of the things that are happening in this country will not be happening. So thank you very much.
Thanks so kindly as well. Edward Colley says we are not okay. I will not say that most of the money sent by America ends up in the pockets of Americans and their fellow Europeans through NGOs. It is not us that steal it. They themselves are corrupt. But and the man said it. Rescue Picking says, Julius, you have spoken my mind, and we will make sure that our president does the right thing in the best interest of the Liberian people. Peter Lynn Peters, this government is corrupt. Lucretia Kuhn, they are only after their salaries every month, but they are not bringing anything to our country. Wicked politicians. Peter Lynn says again, you are right, but Boagai, that's President Boagai, won't prosecute anyone in his government. Well, let's see. I don't think so, but let's see. Momo James Cover, our leaders are only after their personal interests. They like fake praises. Once you don't praise them, they say you're against them or other country. I like to say they are the only Liberians. Kenneth Mohammed, these Americans have taken more from our continent as well. Medlamco and Firestone are examples. This show reawakened the minds of all nations to try and build our nations and make it a better place for all Liberians. William T.K. Johnson II. Yaka Koluba can read and understand other report good. GSC other report good. Okay. Christian Kwayon says they are only there to get their money and extra cuts. Please beat senses in their heads. King Shaku, that's why you have chief of office staff. They can listen to chief of office staff. Look, hello, welcome.
Hello, Julius.
Yes, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Julius. This is Blake. Julius, when we say it is always good to listen to constructive criticism, I will hope and pray that all of those in the service-oriented ministries that are supposed to render service unto the nation will listen to what you've said today. And I hope they wouldn't take it from a partisan point that we will always try to do. You said something, and Julius, it struck me in a way that I have not been struck before. For you to say people delay their work. And Julius, it is just, I don't know why that shocked me so much. And that is the truth. You found out that people say, like, what so much you're doing there? You brought it in a different light that I'm trying to sit down and want to. So, yeah, what is their duty? What is their terms of reference? And we're made to know that the exact thing that they are being paid for to do, it is what they will procrastinate. They wouldn't do it. You will be wondering what is the problem, and somebody will shift one blame to another person, another person is supposed to do it, another person is supposed to do it, and at the end of the day, they still take their salary every single month. And they take all those things. And Julius, just like you said, if only we would do what we're supposed to do, like you said, the Chinese food, our country will become a better place. Many of us just sit down and do nothing, and we get paid. But let me say this also. I think America has sent a caveat. I for one, has always believed that America has been one of the major country that has exploited Liberia and other African countries. So whatever they gave back to Africa is not something that they are giving us on gratis, it's something that they have taken from us. But I agree to what they are saying. I think it's about time that we Africans try to renegotiate those concessions agreements and what have you.
Oh yeah, we should.
Come and take,
we should, because once the person are telling you we can be giving you free thing, you have to demonstrate that you want to help yourself. Then it means you gotta read, you gotta look at all these concession agreements and all of that deeply.
And Julius, guess what? You know who always hide on us? Oh, that job creation. Oh, we need to create job for our people. The people come and look at what Firestone. What a job. Julius, I always use myself as an example. My father worked with Firestone for 24 years. They pensioned him with absolutely nothing. So what was the job you're talking about? What was it? You getting it? Mm-hmm. It was even better than Firestone was even not yet. And that is the reality. Look, people can pay for what I'm saying today, but that is the reality. Some of the things you're calling job in the country, it's almost like nothing. Some of us are waiting in exile, right? We know what jobs is. Even though at those standards, the people still complain. I'm wondering,
there is something the International Labor Organization calls working poor. And as those are the kinds of jobs we have in Liberia. Most of the jobs in Liberia are working poor jobs.
You're 100% right. Julius, there you got a company that Firestone that has spent almost 80-some years here, and you got people working with Firestone, and when they work 25 years, they don't even have a fitting. Firestone should have built homes for people to be paying for. That by the time you pension, you got your own house. Firestone have done absolutely nothing in this country. Well, America talking about this, that, but it's about time that we renegotiate. We negotiate all this multilateral concession that we come here. People say they bring in billions and millions of dollars. You don't see anything. It is my only disappointment with almost all of the regimes. When people come and they are coming to your country, you don't allow them to dictate to you. They dictate to us. They take what belongs to us. They impoverish our society. They keep us under there, and they send chicken change on us. And then look at metal steel. Julius, I'm one person that I don't appreciate metal steel. I don't know why, but I don't appreciate it because I think they can do far more better. When metal steel finally leaves Liberia, you have potholes. When B Mountain finally leaves, keep my county, my county. What are they leaving there?
So holes, critters.
They're leaving holes. But we sit here, we call ourselves leaders, we call ourselves ministers, we call ourselves. I'm wondering whether, like you said, Julius, do we read? I'm wondering because look, there are times that I listen to other people in other countries. And you find out how the Ghanaians are fighting for their citizens. You find out that they go to this concession and they demand them to do this. We don't see that happening in Liberia. We don't see it. You got a company called B Mountain that take gold from here. We don't even have a single gold reserve in our country. We don't have one single gold. Nobody can tell me that Liberia got gold reserve. But they are taking millions and millions of dollars worth of gold and quantity from this country, and we say we got power,
we are the owners of the gold.
And we are the owners, and we say we got sharing. 40%, 60%. Okay, so where is our own 40% gold? Why can't we say our own money we're supposed to get?
Thanks so kindly, Blake. Let's take more calls. Let's take others. I can feel the passion. Dr. Brooklyn says, you are brilliantly brilliant. Thanks, I am listening. President Trump himself has accused the user of being corrupt, so Americans themselves are extremely corrupt. Christopher M. Ballard. But about the boy talking now, the man wrote his own thing and said, you say y'all been doing all kinds of things. Y'all living fast-style hotel, the same money y'all say you're spending on the people. The poor life can improve, but are y'all enjoying? And the American foreign minister talking. Welcome, let's hear you.
Julius, how you doing?
I'm fine, go ahead.
Dear Persia.
Go ahead, Eric.
I like the firebrand Blake. I mean, this is not only unique to his government, my government had the opportunity to straighten a lot of things and we didn't do also. But I think the time has come, regardless of the political front you are, it's kind of stand in unison to fight for our country. That's why I sent you an information. If you check the WhatsApp, you see.
Yeah, sure. I saw it.
And yeah, Blake was right. These people come with the concessions. They didn't do anything. They dig all the holes. Our people are not even employed. How can you work for an entity? You take $143 per the minimum wage. Sorry for my voice, I'm not too well. Then government deduct the tax. That man, money dropped to 120 some of that. He has children to send to school. He has medical bill. He has this. What will he do for his family? Nothing. If we can't stand together today, we won't stand together forever. That's why someone asked me the other day, why did you side with Senator Dillon? How can I side with Senator Dillon when he wants Liberian job to be given to Liberians? Julius, it is enshrined in our law, but again, our lawmakers are there. You are right. They are not doing anything for this country. Article 45.1, chapter 45, section 1, Article 45.1, section C of the labor law is clear. No foreigner is to have a particular job until it is certified that a Liberian is not qualified for that job. 45.1C. Why can't we stand by our laws? But again, Julius, check most of the lawmakers in their offices. You don't know anything about law. Instead of hiring people who will do research, people who are knowledgeable about things, you brought people only because you want to satisfy your political constituent. But if you look in your constituent, you find educated people in your constituents. But you don't go for them because you feel they were not on the front line for you. So that's why all the other reports are back. And another thing is that these guys, those are the sorry to call them guys, our lawmakers prioritize one thing. And that one thing has taken over our legislature, money. Nobody after any other thing, only money. Once you are rich, once your family is okay, everything is okay. Once John Brown family is not okay, who cares about them? Is this the kind of Liberia we vision? Is this the kind of Liberia we want to see in the future? I don't want to see it this way. If Joseph Boakai government is saying left, right, and give Liberians the job that is deserve, I will stand with that. I may not agree with them politically. This is not even a political issue to give Liberian job to Liberians. Okay. We should not politicize it. And I say the information, compare it to that of what the Liberian investigation had brought for. And I want to comment here on the public date. I want to commend Senator Dillon for his stand on this one. It got nothing for me. It got nothing to do with politics. Let's give Liberian jobs to Liberia.
Okay. Thanks so kindly. Appreciate the call. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Oh yeah. Good evening.
Yes. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Daniel M. Howe, and I do join from my Bantu community, New Georgia, Sambo. Yeah, Uncle Jay, let me first welcome you to our country back. Since you left, I just joined to your station.
Okay.
So, welcome. So, your topic this evening, it was very fascinating, and one of your points prompted my call, where you talk about those people that have been suspended now, the suspension now, it should go beyond. They should not just go and suspend them, go and there is no persecution. Go and nowhere and then try to enjoy themselves with the money that they have stolen already or the things that they have stolen. Let it go beyond the suspension so that the people will be serious. That it will serve as a caveat. When anybody gets there, they will be what? Very serious on working for the country. Instead of just doing suspension, let it go beyond. I thank you so much for your show this evening. Thank you.
Thanks so kindly as well for calling.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it. Welcome. Let's hear you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm James Flomo. Thank you for taking my call, Julius. And thanks for the discussion today. But I just want to post this to all of the Liberians. All of those that we elect, the reason corruption will never finish from Liberia, because all of those that we elect, their minds are corrupt. Let's look around. How many of them have created employment opportunity that match in a very constituent that match the salary that they make per annual? None. Instead, they just gaining and not giving back to the society. That's the type of country we find ourselves in. People that just graduated from the university that have not even have job experience, or some that have not even entered the university, they have no job experience, who give them power and pay them 15,000, 20,000 per month. What do we expect? Until we change our mindset as electorate, we actually will not achieve.
Okay.
That's the reason all of these concessions that are signed, they are not signed in the interest of the people that it should benefit. They are only signed in the interest of the so-called lawmakers that we got. Because they sign it, receive envelopes, and sign it that it will benefit them. But one thing I want us to know, or want them to know, that the Bible says there is no sin that go upon it. Even if they don't get them today, they will get the future generation.
Thanks so kindly.
The topman and the tower horses around here today, all the property that they acquire for themselves, they are all around here and nobody live in it. Practically, they are being abandoned.
Then one can get somewhere between Boninken and Plivo. The whole car road I pave with that there, but the man went pave the small road I'll go into a farmhouse. Some place called Topman Farm.
And when you see it now, they lay you rooms. Nobody to occupy it.
Grass growing
because the Bible says, there is no sin that go upon it. Some of the things that they do to the innocent, the Bible is the one that God is the one that pay them back. Thank you for the opportunity, Julius.
Thanks so kindly. That's how we would do it. And let me say this. One day, I will hold a discussion. Let me say something to leaders, right? Who do you have in your office? There's somewhere in the Bible I will check. Maybe any religiously inclined person. There's somewhere they say the king, I know the advisors of the king. Who the king? The throne of the king is strengthened by, I think, his advisor or something. Something about the leader and the people around the leader. Who you have in your office. I've observed for a long time now that a whole lot of you in high offices, low offices, the quality of people you have is not good enough. And if that is the case, you will not do well. But that will be for another day. So let's take a very quick break. Our guest is in. So this show has two parts where they will tell us exactly what they're doing, what do they want to do, where are we with public works activities, and that's why I didn't call minister here today. I call assistant minister. I call because sometimes the technical people can know more because they are everywhere. They are hands on. They are the ones who report to their bosses, so they can know more. They can have all the small details. So we have him here. He will tell us. Then we allow you to also call in, ask a question, or say if your community road is okay, or if it needs some touch. You have the opportunity to say that. So let's take this quick break.
Your favorite RLJ Kendeja Resort and Villas is new and improved with top-notch first-class services guaranteed to make you feel pampered and special as our royal guests. Ideally located on the RI Highway, a few minutes drive from the Rehab Junction, right in front of the Atlantic Ocean, you are assured of a peaceful, serene atmosphere of a home away from home. The ingredients for our Liberian meals are freshly picked from our garden to give you that unforgettable taste of Liberian cuisine. Our villas are designed and equipped to ensure every night spent with us is a memorable one. We are well positioned to host conferences and seminars of all sizes, as well as outdoor events like garden weddings and parties. Book your upcoming events and leave the rest for us to handle with 100% satisfaction guarantee. You can reach us on 0770-533-415 or email us at reservations@kendejaresort.com.lr. Visit our website on www.rljkendejaresort.com.lr. RLJ Kendeja Resort and Villas, for memories worth repeating.
Attention, attention, attention to all lovers of the good things in life. A house is not a home, and a home is the one place where you should feel relaxed and accomplished. Your home should reflect who you are. So, it's time to make that upgrade with minimal damage to your pockets. And I have the perfect solution for you. Home Sweet Home, located on Benson Street, between Center and Buchanan Streets, got you covered. From the kitchen, we have air fryers, juice makers, pressure cookers, freezers of all sizes, and all the modern kitchenwares you can think about. From the bedroom, we have top-of-the-line, exquisite beddings to give you that great night's sleep because you have earned it. And soft, comfortable towels for your bathroom. And in the living room, we have high-definition TV sets of all sizes, unique aerial rugs, classy curtains in all the colors you desire, wall paintings of different sizes and colors, furniture, and everything you can think about for the home. All that at unbelievable prices. We even have low voltage, high quality washing machines and dryers to keep your clothes fresh and new at all times. As a bonus, we have fashion accessories for both the young and the old, designer quality bags, hats, and rare jewelries. So if you love yourself, your family, and your home, it's time to treat it right. Visit Home Sweet Home on Benson Street between Center and Buchanan Streets for that needed upgrade. You can call them on 0886 834 944 or 0770 581 420. Home Sweet Home, for the love of a classy home.
Welcome back. We have with us Benjamin Myers. He's a spokesman as the Media Public Relations Director at the Ministry of Public Works. Welcome. Since you took on that job, this is, apart from you calling in sometimes, especially when you and the senators were forcing. Welcome.
Thank you, Julius. Thank you. It has been an honor always to appear on your show. I recall many times, on a few occasions, we had interviews together.
Yeah, sure.
Today, I'm on the flip side of the microphone. It feels a little different. But adaptivity being a norm of life, we just have to adjust to the prevailing circumstances.
Yes.
So I want to say thanks to you for what you do. Thanks to the OKFM network. Thanks to the loving people of the country who have been very involved with the national conversation. But most importantly, I want to thank the minister and the management team at the Ministry of Public Works for having afforded me an opportunity to contribute to nation building in my own small way. You know, nation building is a very wild thing, and everyone has got a little role to play. And I'm just sitting in that little corner, playing my role effectively the best way I can. It is so much more of an honor.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is it like leaving the microphone, leaving other things, and being on that side?
What it does is that it develops this indescribable anxiety. Sometimes you listen to some very interesting national conversations. You think you have an opinion, but professionalism guards you not to make the opinion you have inside. So I think that was my first encounter, but it has been a learning curve throughout. Every time you move from one stage to another stage, there are new things you learn, and I've learned a lot. And it has been very good, and I appreciate how far we've come.
Okay.
Yeah.
Public Works, let me give you 3 or 4 minutes to lay the groundworks for where are we now. We are into the second year. The first year has elapsed. We're into the second year of Public Works, the different things you're supposed to do. Let's give you 3 or 4 minutes To just lay the groundwork.
Thank you. Public work has been doing well. I think we're on course. When we took off in March of last year, it was a little rocky because a lot of things were not put in proper perspectives. The minister and his management team thought it wise to have done an overhaul of almost all of the existing contracts to reorder them in a way that they perform to the expectation of the Liberian people. Because the president promised during the course of the campaign that no car would get stuck in the mud. And that's why they intentionally included road as a major agenda within the arrest agenda for inclusive development. And true to the president's words, the government has made some strategic investments in the area of infrastructure with emphasis on roads development, because it is being understood that all other sectors are inextricably tied to the development of roads. You can't develop agriculture if you don't have roads. You can develop any other thing if you don't have roads. So the president thinks that the road to development is road by itself. And we began on the president's mandate that no car will get stuck in the mud. So the minister and the team at the Ministry of Public Works moved quickly to identify major corridors within the country. We identified 12 of those corridors, got contracts for different contractors, and placed them in those corridors to maintain our gravel roads. Because, Julius, you come from the southeast. You can bear me witness that a few years ago, by this time, going to Maryland was almost impossible. The roads were impassable, everything were challenging, but when we took over in the month of March, we instituted a contract for the maintenance of gravel roads across the country, major corridors to connect county capitals and make pliability an essence that we can actualize. So those contractors moved, and at least for the first year, they managed to stabilize those corridors. Most of the critical sections were restored. And the rainy season, there were minor challenges, but they were not as compared to the previous years. We moved beyond that, and the roads are still being maintained. Currently, as I speak to you, taxis are moving from Monrovia to Zwedru, from Zwedru to Maryland, from Maryland to Sino, and taxi can move from Buchanan City to RTR, and they're moving all over. So there is an enhanced degree of pliability when compared to the previous years. So in this year, we intend to apply more rigidity in the maintenance process. So the Ministry of Public Works has issued a caveat, or better still, a warning to road users that only 25 tons, nothing beyond 25 tons should use the gravel road, because we want to maintain the road. More than just that, we're employing different techniques and different approaches to ensure that the gravel roads are maintained. That's why there are certain areas that will be paved with rigid pavement to stabilize those soil, and there are certain areas where we use some chemicals to harden the surface of the soil against the penetration of the water. Because once water penetrates the soil, it softens it. In engineering terms, it turns into a plastic soil. So cars obviously get stuck when that happens. And I can safely say that having been there from March 2024 to present, the roads are pliable, cars are not getting stuck in the mud, and the president's 100-day deliverable is on course. More than just that, the ministry has also gotten itself involved with 12 other major corridors across the country. As you're quite aware, we inherited the Ganta to Seclepie Road, which is 39 kilometers. Ganta to Seclepie Road from Seclepie to Tapeta Road, which is 61 kilometers. The entire stretch of road is 100 kilometers. When we took over, the contractor between Ganta to Seclepie had drawn down because the government was not paying the contractor on time, because it's a counterpart funding. Portion of the road from Seclepie to Tapeta, which is 61 kilometers, is being financed by the World Bank, whereas the 39 kilometer from Ganta to Seclepie is being financed by the government. So the side that was financed by the government was not remitting the contractor's payment in time. As a result of that, they drew down. When the government took over, it made all efforts to ensure that the contractors are repaid, and it began remobilization on the road. Currently, as we speak, more than 25 kilometers out of 39 have been paved. Between between Sekle Pier to Tapeta is 61 kilometers, and 47 of the 61 kilometers have been paved, constituting a very high percentage. And we are left with the remaining 14 kilometers. More than 90% of the earthwork has been done. And then pavement will begin. Hopefully, we intend to conclude that by next dry season. Between Tapeta to Zwedru, of course, efforts are being made that we have secured financing agreement from the World Bank. The World Bank will be sponsoring the pavement of that particular road. We did a biodiversity study on the road, which was submitted to the World Bank, and the government is anticipating a response from the World Bank to get no objection on the biodiversity report that was submitted. Once we receive submission of the biodiversity report, of course, contractual process will begin, and the pavement will automatically commence. And between Barclayville to Sasta, Barclayville to Clon to Sasta, that entire stretch of road is 90 kilometers. We've secured financing from the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, along with the Indian SM Bank, to do the first 50 kilometers. As I speak to you, we've done the road survey, we've completed. We've done the RAP process, the resettlement process, all the properties along the road. We've earmarked them. We found the owners. We discussed with them. We appraised their properties, and the properties were paid for. Demolition is currently going on for the construction of that road to begin. So that project will go for at most 2 years. Between now to 2029, according to the minister has given his words to the Liberian people that you will be able to take your car from here, Julius, unhindered, and you will drive on asphalt pavement from here to Maryland, from Maryland to Barclayville, from Barclayville to Clon, and if possible, considering the discussion that are currently underway, you will drive all the way to Sastan with your vehicle. That's how far we've gone. From Buchanan to Atia. Of course, we are on that road. Significant progress has been made in showing that road is done. We have concluded the road surveying process, and the report has been submitted. There were a few other properties that were identified. Other people got rubber farms. Other people got different properties along the way. The RAP process is ongoing. We got one more financing agreement to conclude. Once that is concluded, of course, the road process will begin. Recently, the ministry also repaired the damaged bridge that connects River Cess to Sino County along the Atia Way, and that bridge was damaged as a result of violating the low restriction, and that particular road is being done. Also, we think that Bapulu County has been going through a lot. Bapulu and Bon County, there has been a crossing point, the Payakola River.
You mean Bomi?
Yeah, Bapulu.
Bapulu and Bomi, or Bapulu and Bon?
Bapulu and Bon County.
Okay.
Bapulu and Bon County. The ministry is currently constructing an 825-meter bridge, very long bridge, to connect the two counties, because we understand that a lot of people been crossing. Pregnant women will get drowned in that place, and a lot of difficult things have been happening. So the president, in his wisdom, thought that the bridge must be completed to create ease of access, so that Bon County can easily trade with Bapulu County, and the two counties can be connected. You need not be told, Julius, from Breuville to Bois, from Bois to Bopolu, that road is being maintained. Discussions are on the way for the pavement of that road to create an access all the way to Bapulu County. And the ministry just concluded a due diligence trip to 3 major countries, to Guinea, to Gambia, and to Sierra Leone. That trip was intended to do due diligence on an agreement that has not been finalized. But when it is finalized, it will witness the pavement of the road from the Gabriel Tucker, not the Gabriel Tucker Bridge, but the St. Paul Bridge, all the way to Bowater Side. And guess what? Out of that pavement, full lane will be taken from the St. Paul Bridge all the way to Clay. So from St. Paul Bridge to Clay will be full lane, in addition to the current full lane that is taking place from Freeport to St. Paul Bridge. We've also secured a contract with MDMC for the rehabilitation of the Carwell Road, to ensure that that road is pliable and complete the remainder of the road that connects Deesville all the way to Bannersville. We also have a contract ongoing with QE24 to connect Chicken Factory to Johnsonville, and from Johnsonville all the way to Kebar.
Okay,
so we were completing that road.
I have given you enough time, like up to almost 10 minutes uninterrupted for you to say. So because it is that Chicken Factory road that actually piqued my attention.
Yes, sir.
So I know that the president went to a church there, and I think it was a promise he made to deliver that road to the people. There were some complaints about the work being stalled for some time. What is the status of that Chicken Factory road?
So Julius, you know, the last time I called on your show, I said engineering is not spontaneous. It is planning and executing in a manner of accuracy. Because when an engineer makes a mistake, it affects the lives of people. So engineering is a process. The road wouldn't be built like you're building a 3-bedroom house. You are engineering the road. There will be installation of culverts, which are currently ongoing. Some culverts have been installed. And when you do backfilling, you need to give it time to heal for the soil to be properly compacted before you can start to carry out pavement. So the first thing that was done was to identify a few properties that were in the right of way. Those properties were taken up. We had to do the road survey. The road survey was completed. And then we started identifying the different areas where culverts need to be laid based on the hydrological calculation that it got as a result of studying the road. And that road is a major road connecting the entire Japan freeway to the Johnsonville. So the road is being engineered. It is not slow. It is being engineered within the duration of the project. So the people just have to be patient. The same way, we're also doing the road from Freeport to St. Paul Bridge. The last time you asked me about the road, but you also did not follow up, Julius, when the pavement has reached Lokintown Cinema.
How you say I didn't follow up? I went on the road. I came on the show.
Yeah, the road.
No, but I went there.
No, I did.
I came on the show and I said that the road stopping somewhere there.
Yeah, so Lokintown Cinema.
It hasn't gone far.
It has gone far.
Stop making it to
Julius.
It's just less than 2. Less than 2 minutes drive.
Don't estimate.
No, it's less than 2 minutes drive.
From Freeport to Lokintown Cinema is a massive feat that you want to acknowledge.
Yeah, man.
You want to acknowledge. It is massive.
It is not massive.
The work is progressing.
Yeah, it is.
But beyond,
I agree.
But beyond that, we've also done. We've also signed a contract to do repairs of all roads in the city. Most of the critical sections you used to see in the city will be repaired, will be fixed as time goes by. So once the place is identified, Ministry of Public Works will give work order to the contractor. We move there, and those places are being restored. Those critical sections are being restored. So most things are being done. We're doing many major roads across the country. 12 of them, like I said. We're also placing emphasis on the coastal highway. We are placing emphasis on the St. Paul Bridge to Bowaterside Road, which is 38.5 kilometers, and would take a double lane from St. Paul Bridge to Clear. All of those things are being done. Equally so, Kakata City. Let's talk about Kakata. All the major streets in Kakata are currently being paved with rigid pavement. Kakata was founded somewhere around 1985, 1986 or so. It has not experienced such massive intervention as it is currently ongoing. So Kakata City in the next 1 to 2 years will be paved from left to right. That is being done on this particular management team of the Ministry of Public Works. So more than just that, we are also making some strategic interventions on. We are doing maintenance of urban roads, like I said, in addition to the gravel roads that we did in 12 corridors, major roads. We've also launched something called the Community Gravel Road Project, which affects 18 communities in Montserrat County and Bombay counties. Montserrat and Bombay counties. Those two counties are experiencing massive massive road rehabilitations on feeder roads. Those feeder roads, we are on phase 1 of the project. Phase 1 covers a little over 12 communities, and the 12 communities are currently experiencing major cover installations. And the reason why we are doing it, because we don't have money currently to pave those roads. So we are getting them ready for pavement. The way to do it is to engineer the road, do the earthwork, put in the proper material, have them compacted, install cover lines. We'll be installing over 200 and some more cover lines. And when those cover lines are installed, once we get money, we don't have to go back to hire another contractor to start to do earthwork. We just carry out pavement because those roads will already be ready for pavement. So that is how far we've gone. On the RIA road, massive progress has been made. Currently, we are recording at least 58% progress. When we took over, we met the road at 25% progress. Within 3 years, the road began 3 years before Minister Giddens became Minister of Public Works. Within 1 to 2 years of his stewardship, we have made an overall progress of 58%, which is 33% above. So in 1 to 2 years, we've made 33% progress on the road. So massive work has been going on. So we reordered the project, and a lot of different features were added to the project. Firstly, the project was designed, they did not take into consideration some features of disability. Julius, you've been in China, and you know that roads are constructed with the sense of understanding the different category of human beings who live in society and who are applying those roles. So we added those features. Take, for instance, around the EAW hospital, we created a walkway for pedestrians, and the walkway has a feature where you can take your wheelchair up and cross down to the hospital, because you understand that even those with disabilities will be using that particular overpass bridge, and it will land in the hospital. We come back to the 2 overpasses that we spoke about, and we committed to ensuring that they are constructed. Currently, as we speak, all other efforts are being made. The RAP process has been concluded. The road survey has been concluded. The contractors are mobilizing, and official work will begin latest September of this year on the 2 overpasses. The first overpass will begin from around the Taylor House and terminates at the Tubman Boulevard. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it will terminate at the VP Road. It will terminate there, and then it turns in a little bit to the 72nd Road, and then the second one begins right before the old Unity Party head office, passes over the ministerial complex, and terminates around where you used to have the old Chinese clinic. So if you have nothing to do, you just use that road. Again, in addition to the 2 overpasses that are being constructed, the ministry is carrying out a comprehensive study to see as to whether we can do a major bypass that will run through the airfield, through Old Road, up to police. It passes behind the ministerial complex, the ministerial complex, and then it connects Police Academy. So when that study is done, the ministry will be opening that major bypass, and will have it paved into 540. 540 Road has been paved. That entire contract has been concluded. Of course, Matadi Estate is experiencing new pavement all over Matadi Estate, and we are paving that road. We are paving the Peace Island Road, which is 2.39 kilometers. It has gone 98%. We're doing rehabilitation and maintenance of the different urban roads. The Tinker Village Road, we're doing Tinker Village Road, we're doing the Dupo Road, we're doing the Warehouse Community Road, and different types of road. We're doing the EAW Rehab Pavement Road, that's solid rock, which is 5 kilometers, and we're doing just different kinds of road all across the country.
So now, coming to some specifics. Mm-hmm. Funding is always an issue when it comes to these road works.
Most definitely.
How is the ministry able to get the funding to be doing a whole lot of things at the same time?
So the way we do that, firstly, we have the road fund. The road fund is a major partner, and as you're quite aware, the road fund was established as an institution that will support road works in the country. So most of the work we do, those work are supported by the road fund. And then we also build relationship with bilateral and multilateral partners. We get loans. We get on good terms. We get loans with very, very reasonable interest rate. We also get grants in some instances. And then those are different means by which we are getting our road projects financed. And recently, the minister just looked at a presentation made by the World Bank that says that Liberia is going to pave 1,000 kilometers in 10 years. And we are looking at 11,000 road deficit. We have 13,000 road networks across the country, kilometers. And then out of the 13,000, a little over 2,000 has been paved. And we have 11,000 kilometers that have not been paved. So we have a deficit of 11,000. So if we were to pave 1,000 kilometers in 10 years, of course you can do the math to know how much it's going to take for us to have all of the 13,000 paved. So the minister is proposing that beyond just multilateral and bilateral partnerships, we should go to look for private capital. Private capital. There are other private people sitting there having their money, but they need certain guarantee to come here and bring their money to invest. This is why when some of them began making proposals of constructing roads, like the road between Simple Bridge to Bowater Side, the ministry is not just falling for it, but the ministry is very cognizant of any eventuality. So it sent a technical team led by the Deputy Minister for Technical Services, Honorable Prince Itama, to do due diligence before entering into an agreement of the sort. So the due diligence was done. The report has been submitted. The report is being reviewed, and in subsequent time, a decision will be made. So beyond just taking money from the road fund and depending on it to support the road progress and process in Liberia and doing bilateral and multilateral partnerships, we're also going for private capital to invest in our roads. That's why the World Bank has also agreed to design Liberia's toll policy. And when the toll policy is designed, most of these major roads that are currently being constructed will have to install toll system, which will further empower the road fund to collect more money. And once we have more money, we'll have the latitude to construct more roads in different parts of the country and ease this issue of not having many roads.
Now, there are some major spots that need attention. For example, not far from us here, you go up like this. This is Benson Street, Benson and Johnson Street intersection. It's pretty terrible. An entire side of that junction is almost completely gone. So we will have to drive like on one side.
Julius,
are there plans for those kinds of
Julius,
places?
like I said, we have done a contract with a company to rehabilitate all the major sections that are damaged within the city limit, within the city and as well as Pinsville. And we're taking some time to go along the Japan Freeway to restore some of the critical sections that are developing. So the minister is cognizant of those things. The minister drives around the cities, and because he sees them, this is the reason why it was developed that way. So they're not going to do all at once. If they're working in Pinsville, they're going to take some time to get through and come to Central Monroeville and then move on.
And that's
to
the
different,
point. We have we have the rainy season here, and some of the roads are already bad into the communities. You talk about. Some 18 community roads are supposed to benefit from some
the community gravel road project.
The community gravel road project. Do you have a list of those communities, and has that process started?
The process has begun. Like I said, phase 1 is in full implementation.
What does phase 1 look like?
Phase one covers a few communities. I would just call a few.
No, I mean, what is happening in phase 1? Are they already putting the gravels there?
Okay, they're putting gravels there.
Okay,
they're putting the gravel. The gravel will be compacted in critical areas where there are too much abnormal water flow. They will install culverts. Culverts are being installed. In phase 1, we are installing 100 culvert lines in different communities. And in phase 2, we witness the installation of over 128 culverts, to be specific. So all of those culvert lines will be installed, and they are being installed up to a quality standard that when the ministry gets ready for pavement, we don't have to go back to dig out those culverts. So we are doing them as though we are ready to do an asphalt or a rigid pavement. And once those roads are done, at least they will be pliable momentarily, until at which time the ministry shall have generated money through the road fund to ensure that those pavements are done. But currently, the pavement is being focused on the major corridors, like I just named some of the major corridors. And I also mentioned how the ministry is making strategic interventions in building bridges, and I named a few, including the overpass. We also talk about the 16-kilometer of road from Hyper City all the way to the Kavala River, connecting Ivory Coast. And currently, as I speak to you, Julius, the through funding from ECOWAS, the Liberia in collaboration with its counterpart and its Ivorian counterparts, we are constructing a bridge that will connect Liberia to Ivory Coast to stop people from crossing on the ferry. And guess what? Liberia was the first country to be in full compliance with everything. We did a survey on the road. We paved the 16 kilometers from Harper all the way to the Kavala River. We have done our RAP study. We completed the RAP process. We carried out full demolition. We did backfilling. We did our geotechnical studies, and everything was completed. The Ivorians are lagging behind. So ECOWAS now has given the go-ahead that we cannot wait for Ivory Coast, but the bridge construction must begin. Currently, as I speak to you, we are building the abutments of the bridge from Liberia's end, and we'll do it progressively towards the Ivory Coast end. The Ivorian counterparts, the last time the minister had to go there, met the local leadership, met the contractors, and discussions were held, and they have given a guarantee that they will fast track the process. In the next 1 to 2 years, hopefully, depending on the speed of the project, we could get that bridge dedicated, and you have to drive your car to Maryland, and from Maryland you go to Ivory Coast unhindered and come back. Those are some of the significant progress that we are making at the Ministry of Public Works, and the minister has committed that by 2029, by the end of 2029, hopefully, most of these things will be history. Notably, the road from here to the southeast, either from the Nema towards the southeast end, or from Buchanan towards the southeast, whichever way, but you'll be able to drive your car from here all the way on a paved road. That is a commitment the minister has made, and the minister remains so firm on that commitment because the president emphasized that during the time of the campaign. In the aftermath of the campaign, he also emphasized that the road needs to be paved because he understands the economic challenges that are being posed to people who are commuting on that particular route. And more than just that, on the frontier of rural development. We've made significant progress. We just launched in fact, we're doing full rehabilitation of 902 kilometers of roads that we did in the past with the Swedish government. We are doing rehabilitation on those roads. We are also launched. We launched recently.
Yeah,
I'm coming.
We have to go to the lines.
Yeah, let me end on this point.
You have said you have said a whole lot about roads.
Yeah,
are there other things the ministry is doing apart from roads?
So I don't know what else we'll do aside building roads.
Oh, yeah, but you are public works.
Yeah, we are building roads, and we are supervising other things. That we are doing the village access road to create access to water markets for artisanal farmers. And more than just that, we involved with zoning activities. You know, most of our communities are built in a very cluster way, and sometimes people, because of the leniency of past governments, they encroach on the alleyway, and many people have built beautiful houses in different communities. But unfortunately, they can't access those communities. They can't access their houses with cars. So the ministry has reinforced a zoning law. Currently, as we speak, the law is before the legislature. We have done full an amendment to the zoning law. It is pending passage at the legislature. Once the law gets passed, of course, full implementation will begin by the Ministry of Public Works. In the meantime, the existing law is being implemented in an uncompromising way. That's why, if you were to go to Oro, most of the alleys are being opened. Okay. In Central Monrovia, alleys are being opened. In Douala, alleys are being opened. In Painesville, alleys are being opened. In other communities as well, we are going, we do a full investigation. So if Julius just If Julius J writes the ministry, informing the ministry that the alley was encroached upon by a neighbor, the ministry goes there, does a survey using your deed to determine as to whether there was an alley there, and then the adjacent properties, you also take the deed and carry out full investigation. Once it is determined that that place is an alleyway and it is hindering the movement of other people, the ministry invites that person, gives you a time to go through the case, you defend yourself, and once the process is completed, we go to do full demolition. We are also involved with the installation of lights because safety is part of what we do. You build the roads. Once the roads do not have lights during the nighttime, of course, it doesn't have full safety features. So we're carrying out the installation of solar lights, like the ones that are before OKFM that brighten up the streets during the nighttime. We did Central Monrovia. We're currently in places like Pinsville, and efforts are on our way to go to Garnersville to ensure that we light up the place.
Okay.
Because it will create
Let's go
safety.
to the lines now. You are not on a talk show, on a monologue. That's 777. This is the intent of this show. I wanted the people to call in and say what it is in their end. 777-700-995, 555-995-995. Keep it short. If you have a question, if you think they need to come to your end, give all of the descriptions and all of that. If you have a question, if you have commendation, whatever it is yours. Let's start from right here. Welcome. Let's hear you. What's the name? Where are you calling from?
David Coty, my name. Calling from Iron Gate, Proville.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Like I told you yesterday, Julius, road construction and rehabilitation will be one of the reasons why Unity Party will beat all of the parties put together in 2029. You were talking about the St. Paul Bridge to Freeport Road, talking about 2 minutes. Let me tell you something. Before this government came to power, it took us 10 hours between the Gabriel Tucker Bridge and St. Paul Bridge. 10 hours. Not only that.
You said 10 hours. That's an exaggeration of.
I'm not exaggerating. I'm talking about 10 hours.
Of global proportions.
No, sir. Look, we drove very slowly. Got in
No, but you can't say 10 hours now. That's the point.
Okay, I'll give you 5. Let me remove 5.
And it was not even an hour.
No,
but go ahead.
You don't live here, man.
But I used to go there. You think that you alone living there? You know the difference.
You don't live here. I will remove 5 hours. And not only that, every week our other carrier, we went to the garage. But when this government came to power, since Gideon and his group took over, you can close your eyes now and drive from the St. Paul Bridge. From the Freeport. Yes, close your eyes. All the way to Looking Down Cinema. And very soon, look, my friend, I don't want to talk too much. Like I told you yesterday on your show, on another program, the theme of Unity Party in 2029 will be Come and See. That will be the theme of the party, the campaign.
Come and see, come and see what Unity Party has done.
Go to Mangibi and see what we have done. Go to the southeast and see.
But what are you doing? Are you singing or are you talking?
Oh, I was talking. You started singing. I had a joy to sing. Come and see what we have done.
Okay.
Go to the CSA and see what has happened there.
No, the leader one that road we're talking about. I beg you. Thanks so kindly. Thanks so kindly. Okay. Let's take more people. Welcome. Let's hear you. Yes, go ahead.
My name is Jay Ansu Komo.
Go ahead, Ansu.
I'm following from Birmingham. I wanted to know from, I don't know whether the minister or who, because
no, that's a spokesperson. Spokesperson of the ministry.
Spokesperson. We have our own effort that wants to intervene on some role in our community, but we wanted to know whether the ministry could help us with equipment.
So what do you want to do?
They will have some road to grader. Maybe they will help us with the caterpillar, and we provide the feed.
Okay. Yeah, he will respond to that. Let me take Patrick Sowa, who's on the line from the U.S. Patrick, welcome.
Yeah, Daconte, how are you?
I'm fine. Go ahead.
Benjamin, what's up?
I'm fine, thank you. Patrick, it's been a while.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to, but a friend of mine from Kolahon district told me that car can leave from Monrovia the next day, gets to Colahun District. I don't know how true it is, but if that is true, I want to say
someone called in and
that road has been terrible, terrible.
Okay, Patrick.
One time I worked.
There's this call that keeps coming in. Let's take this other international one. Maybe we'll go back to him. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon, Julius, and welcome back to the show.
Yes, go ahead.
This is Masako. I call you from my rescue corner.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone just said, in 2029, the team will be come and see. Kudos to the Ministry of Public Works, man, for the job they are doing. I have one person who was not a big fan of the Ministry of Public Works because the 22 million that is phoned out for no reason, and no one investigated. But kudos to them. At least they're helping us, giving us some standard rules that will carry us a few years, and then after a few years, again, we got to put money back there. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks so kindly for your call in. Welcome. Let's hear you. Okay. You're not talking? Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Julius.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Dennis None, calling from Senko.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to say close to the Public Works Ministry. I want to make a plea to them. Every day when I call on the show, when they appear, I will make a plea to them for my New Jersey Road, New Jersey Estate Road. I'm begging them, if any kind of spirit that holding that road down, please let all of us from that place have a fast and prayer so that Public Works Ministry will face that place. Public Works Ministry, the spokesman are begging you, carry the message to the Public Works Minister. Let him try to face our road. The road is bad. The last time he said admitted that they pay no road they check. We are begging you, please. And again, another question I want to ask you. Who is checking on the contractor? The contractors are doing bad work. If you want to know that they are doing bad work, go on that global road. You will see that the pavement that they did there, they will see rainfall heavily and pull quota water. When they pull the quota water and mix with water, then they come back to pull quota. At the end of the day, when sunshine, you can see the water setting or the wet spot. And that wet spot represents pothole. 2 times now when rainfall, the whole place is clear. So we're checking on the contractors.
Okay.
Try to check on the contractor and make sure that they do the right thing. Thank you so much.
Thanks so kindly as well for your call. I've been seeing Delano Bryant calling. He's an engineer. I'm planning to have him here as well. So let's see if we can get him on quickly. Okay. Welcome. Let's hear you.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm fine. Go ahead.
So you found out the guy at Suke there?
Yeah. Sure, I did.
Thank you. Thank you to the spokesman from the Ministry of Public Works in studio. I listened to you very carefully, and I'd like to say thank you to the Ministry for the great work so far. He raised a point. He talked about the F road, and something silly. He talked about reducing the load of traffic during the race season. He talked about that which they could avoid the heavy low travel time for trucks. My question to him, what kind of mechanism are you putting in place to mitigate? Because the thing about it, to ensure that to happen, you need to have police along the roadside or road inspectors to control that. Because during the night, you may not be there. What may happen in the night? And I totally agree with you because the rainfall that we have in our country, it depletes the lateral road very fast. So to sustain it during the course of the rain, like you said, the ministry is putting mechanisms to do that, is to reduce the load of traffic, and that will help. But the question is, what kind of system are you putting in place to mitigate that? And my other concern that I have for you, Mr. Spokesman, and one of the callers also said that, I think over the years, we keep making the sick. My name is Myers. Honorable Myers. Okay, Honorable Myers. And one of the mistakes we keep making over the years, not only this government, past government, we always hire the contractor before the consultant. You listen to the previous caller who talk about the contractor is working, who's there supervising the work. They notice that there's some errors on the rule. Sometimes it's good that we also consider hiring the consultant before the contractor. Because it's good that because when you hire the contractor and the contractor starts the work, then later you hire the consultant. When the consultant gets on the road, he realized a lot of mistakes on the road. At that point, to rectify those mistakes, we have already done huge investment. We cannot go back to redo. So it's always good that we hire like the way the World Bank can do. The African Development Bank will do. They'll hire the consultant, and the consultant comes on board before you can hire the contractor. So I think that you guys can also look at that too. But so far, congratulations for the work done so far with the ministry.
Okay.
I like your engagement opportunity. Thank you so kindly.
Thanks so kindly. Let's see who's right here quickly. Welcome.
Julius, thank you for the opportunity and privilege. Focus is my name. Julius from the south is Maya. Let me say bravo to you, brother. Julius, two things I would like to want to talk about. One of the things I want to say, probably have actually shown serious concentration and engagement in the Southeastern role. I mean, it's just barely keep attracting my attention because I'm often going to the Southeast and I know the difficulties we often encounter, especially when it comes to the Sando route. So I want to say thank you to the entire public works, especially the Marias who took a time to articulate the platform and the working of the Ministry of Public Works. The second thing that caught my attention is, as you know, that I provided proposed services to the SOS, the Youth Empowerment Program launched by the President. I have also realized that the Ministry of Public Works is basically here extremely well, especially as we're in the drilling season. They have launched that initiative along with the road form, basically taking care of the young people, over 1,000 young people in the street, engaging the training of the drainages. I didn't hear him talking much about it. I think it is important for us to know what that program is about because it's also other advantage to the working of the Ministry of Public Works. But on the average, I want to say thank you. I think many people have spoken about. I just want to appreciate the Ministry of Public Works. Maya,
okay.
You uncles. Thank you very much.
Thanks so kindly as well. Let's see who's here on this side. Okay, let's come here. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good evening, Julius.
Go ahead.
Yes, I did the motor driver name from the third number 9. Let me say to the minister, deputy minister, the minister, no, the reason Julius government cannot prosper.
Director of Communications.
Director of Communication. The reason government cannot prosper or the government cannot succeed in a space here or maybe in the case is because the current institute or the minister whoever institute, they can want to take everything one time. You want to mean you go southeast, you go Bapoli, you cancel, you take everything that you make sure that instead you can complete everything. It's just be better for government to be focused on one aspect of the project and other things to be able to do it and get results and then for them to be going so put this I want to test everything for them especially people that say that they're working, it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
We're not going anywhere. Thank you, Gino, for your time.
Thanks so kindly as well. Let's see who's on this side. Welcome. Let's hear you. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, Julius, thank you. My name is Sam Walker, and I speak to you from Monrovia. Listen to Ben, the spokesperson. Yes, even though they are faced out of the rule, of course, the 15 political landscape of Liberia. But there's my concern. The new Georgia Estate rule, a very short rule. This rule are there in a serious power down since Charlie King time.
You say
so
it has been in a while?
Yeah, since Charlie King time. So are we different from other Liberians? Just yesterday, just last night, a pregnant woman nearly died on that road. So I don't know whether we are not in the picture. Whether the New Georgia people are not in the picture. As any other person, that road is very, very terrible to the fullest. That's what I want to know from him.
Okay. Thanks so kindly. Let's see who's here. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yes, how is you?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm Asif calling from New York Junction.
Okay.
Yes, I listen to a studio guest. I catch a few things from there. But the other studio, the way I've been explaining about
all the roads in the Republic of Bureau, within 6 years' time, it means that we don't have a lot of barrow in the country. That's why you want to tell. In 2 years' time, to complete single road, it's not easy. And they're talking about, they mention maybe, the entire country. They more than more Niger, can't talk Niger road. You say, I know you don't need Niger. You been living here before, you live in the government, living in the government. Can't Niger road. Can't Niger road. They may just go in the city talking, when you say, you're not coming, you problem of the law. Discussing all the roads, they say everything, he said that we're not the power in the country. They may be very sure. 1 year, 2 years now, one can be completed, be 100% on a year. But the judge in still be the way they talking, they say no problem in the country.
But the thing he's talking that lie.
Which one?
All the roads he's talking about that lie.
So all the roads man talking why is meaning down there. So you as a journalist, you know your job. Within the stage what they're talking about. 2 years, we just 2 years almost finished. Within the stage you just release CC. In every year you just release. So at the same time release CC will happen in the stage period. Within the stage period, you want to tell me that all the roads man meaning everything will finish. You get what 1,000 connection. You not go 50%. He discussing say they won't see.
Okay. Okay, thanks so kindly. Let's take this one from overseas and then we'll end up at the ministry itself. Overseas, let's hear you.
Yeah, Julius, I didn't make my point as Patrick.
Yeah, quickly. You can just do that in 30 seconds. We got a portion of it, but then the call was interrupted.
I was just saying that, hey, when good things are done, we say it. When bad things are done, we also say it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Benjamin will confirm that. I'm hearing that the road in Kolahon, from Monrovia to Kolahon, is pretty good now. You can leave Monrovia today, where the next place you get in Kolahon. If that is true, I want to say thank you to the government of Liberia, thank you to Benjamin, to the minister. That road, Julius, has been terrible. One time I went to Kolahon, I had to Guinea way to come back. It was terrible. So that is the good news. It's going to connect our people from Lofa County to the city, everything. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Okay, thanks so kindly as well. Let's take Assistant Minister Rahim Billitet. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Julius. Thank you. And I want to express my gratitude to our Director for Communications and Documentation, Ben Myers, for ably representing the ministry by providing the public with the information. However, I just want to chime in a little bit. Just to inform the public that there are several new initiatives that the ministry will be undertaking in the dry season. It is on this year's budget, but there has been some delay because of the ministry integration into the e-procurement platform. The Ministry of Public Works is one of the few ministries that has integrated into the online platform for procurement. And so we are in the process now of concluding several bids that will see the pavement of major roads, community roads within our city and other parts of the country. So the people from New Georgia, that road is on the radar. It will be paved, and so in the dry season, they will begin to see contractors working in several communities across the city. I just want to provide that information. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks so kindly for your call. So we'll come back to Ben now. You have 3 minutes to respond.
So, Julius, thank you. Let me utilize the 3 minutes very quickly. And the Assistant Minister for Research and Planning, Ryan Billitet, has responded to the New Georgia State inquiry that was made by, I think, 2 of the callers. So let me respond to the issue of having contractors and consultants on the road together. So the way it is done, especially when these are major roles, the ministry firstly moves in to hire the consultant. The consultant will be on ground to lay the framework for the mobilization of the contractors. Never a day has there been a time where the ministry hired the contractors and got them mobilized before hiring the consultants. And even on feeder roads, the ministry does not just move contractors there. There are engineers assigned to each project, even when they are consultants assigned to the projects. We also have our county engineers that will be assigned to the project, and then there will be a project engineer from the ministry that will also be assigned to the project. to complement the effort of the county engineer. So the county engineer, the project engineer, as well as the consultants will collectively monitor the work of the contractor. So mistakes of such kind are seldom made when roads are constructed. So I just thought to make that point very clear. The New Georgia road has been completed, and then someone called from Bummy and said,
That no, you mean has been talked about and not completed. The New Georgia road.
Yeah, okay. The New Georgia question, the issue of the New Georgia road, they were making inquiries on the New Georgia road. That has been completed because it was responded to by the assistant minister. So someone called from Bomi asking whether the ministry can place its machines at the disposal of certain communities. Once the request is made and the minister sees the rationale, send the letter to the minister's office. It has happened with many communities across here. They applied. They wrote a letter to the minister, laid their own conditions, and then the ministry made available the machines they were in the community and did what they could. The minister's desk is currently flooded with a lot of letters, and maybe that person could take advantage of it. Some also made some outlandish claim that, they spent $22 million. Julius, when you bid in 2-bedroom, when the person just dug the foundation, we call it excavation in construction engineering. If they did excavation, you will not pay them the money that they will be paid when they roof in the house. So you pay in phases, and every project is guided by a contract. The contract makes determination. It is not at the minister's discretion. No one else is at the ministry has that power to make determination on when contractors are paid. There are clear conditions laid out in each of the contracts that are signed on how they should be paid, at what percentage level they should be paid, and how much they should be paid. And it goes progressively up to the end of the contract. So when someone says that, we signed 2-year contract for gravel road, we paid $22 million, it sounds as though you're not following the national conversation, or perhaps you've not upgraded to the height of the conversation to the extent that you're making such a claim. Or maybe you just want to be somehow very political and corny about the conversation, which is not fair. But more than just that, Julius, the rubber sport road is being completed. We understand the importance of tourism, and the president made emphasis on tourism. So currently contractors are working on the rubber sport to Mandina Road. That road is being paved. When that road is paved, of course, many of the tourists that are coming in Liberia, especially for surfing purposes, they can go to rubber sport and have a kind of very important experience. Today, we launched the water expansion project with the Liberia Urban Resilience Project. It's a World Bank project launched at the ministry. And so we are supporting the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation to connect 2,500 homes. We also secure funding through the Equity Fund to extend the Banga Menikoma to Vonjama to Sal. All that road, all the way.
Thanks so kindly, Benjamin Myers. That's how we go. My name is Julius J. The news is coming up next. Tomorrow is another day right here on the OK Conversation.